What's up everybody, once again my name is Matt and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In the last episode we completed all but 2 of the shrines in the entire game. That's right, there's only 2 shrines left and we're gonna complete them both in this video. Now I do have 3 pins marked on my map. That 3rd pin actually leads to a shrine I've already completed, but I want to go back there real quick because I actually missed a chest that contains a unique item. So I just want to go and grab that before we make our way to the 120th shrine. Now I'm very excited guys, because tackling the shrines is probably one of the most daunting tasks when you first start the game. And now, here we are, who knows how many hours later, 50 some odd episodes of this Let's Play, and we're finally doing it for ourselves. It's a pretty big moment. But of course, let's not get ahead of ourselves too much yet, because this last shrine here in the Wasteland region has a pretty long quest attached to it. I wouldn't say it's difficult by any means, but it does take a while to complete, so yeah. Now of course, we need to start by getting to the shrine itself, which is fairly close to where we did the approach segment for the Divine Beast Va Naboris. It's sort of in that direction, like that weird rock thing directly in front of us. I will say this, the designers and developers did a fantastic job of placing the shrines in this region, because they always place them sort of around an interesting landmark or an interesting structure of some variety. So like if you're looking for shrines, even though this is a desert, there are things that are gonna naturally attract your attention, and that's sort of always where they place the shrines. It's pretty smart if you think about it from a design standpoint, so it's something that I as a player really do appreciate. That being said though, we should see this shrine come into view in just a moment. There it is. Now it's available to us, but sadly we can't get inside because, well yeah, there is this GERUDO lady passed out on top of the activation stone, so what do you say we talk to her? I just found the shrine too. Oh, my throat, it's so dry, I can't move a muscle. If this really is the end, I wish I could have one last taste, one sip of a nice cold noble pursuit. And that's gonna give us the perfect drink shrine quest. So yeah, she wants something called a noble pursuit. No idea what that is, but if we talk to her, she's not gonna give us any other hints. So, what do you say we make our way back to GERUDO Town and see if we can find an NPC there that sort of knows what a noble pursuit is, or perhaps can even make one. And it's kind of weird too, because, you know, just from talking to that passed out GERUDO lady, you might be thinking to yourself, alright, so maybe I need to gather some ingredients, cook them together, and make something called a noble pursuit. And that is sort of a logical conclusion to draw, but you'd actually be wrong, because a noble pursuit doesn't actually exist in the game whatsoever. Like, you can't buy one, you can't get one in your inventory, it's not a real item, so to speak. It's just like a mythical drink that the GERUDO happen to know about. So while we do need to make one, and I use that term very loosely, we're not actually making anything. To start though, we need to talk to this lady behind the desk in this shop, which is near the jewelry shop. So what's going on? A Hylian Vi, huh? I can't tell how old you are, but this place is definitely not for young Vi. Because the drinks we make here are different from regular drinks. For one, they have a rare treat in them, ice. Oh yeah, sure, that's what makes them different, I getcha. I need a noble pursuit. You want to try our signature drink, noble pursuit? Unfortunately, I need a huge amount of ice to make that drink, and I'm fresh out right now. Besides, it's a really strong drink. Even if I could make it, I wouldn't sell it to a little Vi like you. Wow, alright fine, but it's not for me anyways. What do you say? Pookie's collapsed. I want to help her out, but I can't make a you-know-what without ice. There's ice at the ice house, but my legs aren't in the best shape for hauling ice. I mean, I guess I could go and get it then. Are you serious? You'll get it? That'd be a huge help. Pookie's my best customer after all. I wish I could get the ice myself. Anyway, the ice house is north of town. Anki manages it, but I think if you explain the situation, she'll let you have some ice. You should know that she heads to bed quite early. If you plan to go, you'll need to get there while it's bright out. Ah, young lady. Carrying ice all the way through the desert and then all the way to town, I can't let that stand. If you bring the ice to the entrance of the ruins between town and the ice house, I can take it from there. Okay, well that sounds fair enough to me. That does update our quest, and you know what, I probably should have done this before. Let me go ahead and make that our main objective, that way you guys can see exactly where we're going on the map. It's really not too far away, just sort of like outside the ruins over there. So, like the lady behind the bar has said, we want to make our way there during the daytime, because obviously, if we go in like the evening or nighttime, the ice shop will be closed for the day, and we will not be able to get any ice whatsoever. So the problem with that is, obviously, yeah, ice is cold, and we're traveling through a freaking desert, so you can sort of see the problem already. Obviously, yeah, the ice is going to melt as we go through, like, the ruins in the heat of the desert. Our goal then is to obviously make it to the end of the ruins before the ice block melts, and there are some enemies sprinkled around here. You might think to yourself, you know what, I should probably take out these enemies beforehand, that way they don't bother me while I'm carrying the ice. And that is a smart train of thought. However, the game developers also thought of that as well, so the second you actually pick up the ice, more enemies do spawn in this area, so don't even bother fighting any of them right now, since they're just gonna respawn later on anyways. It is, like, best to try and avoid combat as much as possible when you're carrying the ice. There's a couple of different routes that you can take that sort of take advantage of shadows, and going around the ruins as much as you can to avoid combat. But occasionally, you may need to actually stop and fight an enemy or two. Not a huge deal. But now, here we are at the Northern Ice House, so let's head down here and talk to this lady. Hello there.
Oh.
This is an ice house used for storing the ice brought down from the mountains. Seeing as we live in a desert, it's pretty important stuff for us, GERUDO, so I guard the ice house 24 hours a day. Well, I need some ice, please. I see. Well, if Rosa wants ice, then you should bring her some. You're permitted to take some ice. You've taken the heat into account, right? If you move too slowly, the ice will surely melt. Rosa has no use for water. You got that right. Alright, so now we just gotta bring this ice all the way through the ruins. It's really not that hard, and it does give us a fairly large block of ice. But, yeah, because we're going through the desert, this thing will melt quickly if we go into the sun. So, like I was saying before, use the shadows to your advantage. Right now, the sun's kind of in, like, a crappy position. I probably should have waited a little bit later into the day to do this. But, yeah, if you stick to the left or right side, you can usually find a lot of shadows to run in and keep the ice, you know, a little bit cooler. That way it doesn't melt nearly as fast. But also, going inside the ruins means that you're more likely to run into enemies. I try to stick to the outskirts as much as I can usually, but I really don't have a whole lot of, like, good shadows to use right now, which kind of stinks. So I might actually need to fight this guy over here real quick. Thankfully, he is like a fire-based enemy, and I do have a Frostblade, so yeah, we can just like take him out in one hit. And let me grab this real quick, because unfortunately that sort of landed back in the sun. Ah, geez, we actually lost a lot of our ice just from that like 1 or 2 seconds where I put it down. Gotta be a little more careful with this thing as we continue to go through these ruins, because I don't have a whole lot to lose, man. Thankfully, we're, I don't know, maybe halfway done with the ruins now. It's kind of hard to say, actually. But, thankfully, there's a lot of, like, shadows over here that I can use to just bring this ice right through without melting it too much. Although, I gotta hope that I can make it through this section of sun without this thing completely disappearing. Also, there's a ton of enemies over there, which is not good. But, I think if I keep moving, I should be fine. That guy has a spear, which is probably the most dangerous weapon that he could have, considering it has such a long range, and it's just barely missing us, like, every time he attacks me. So I cannot slow down even for a second, otherwise that thing is going to mess me up. Hey, over here, this way! Bring the ice over here! Alright, we're almost in the clear. Just a couple more feet to go. And... alright, that should do it. Whoa, no doubt about it. That's definitely ice from the ice house. I like how that enemy's in the background there. I'll be able to make a noble pursuit with this. It may be the best I've ever made. I've got one more favor to ask. Could you go and let Pookie know? Just tell her the best drink ever is waiting for her. What? No, of course this will work. Knowing her, if she hears a delicious drink is waiting, she'll come running. Pookie may have a problem, but you know what? That works for us, I guess. So yeah, once you deliver the ice, I'm pretty sure all the enemies despawn. Yeah, so now we're nice and safe, but we still need to make our way over to where that shrine is. Now, sadly, because Pookie was on, like, the terminal we used to activate the shrines, it's not actually registered as a travel gate just yet, meaning we cannot quick travel back to the shrine, even though we already know where it is. So, yeah, instead, we still need to take a sand seal all the way back over there. But once we get there, we should be able to activate the shrine. Like, thank goodness we don't need to go and talk to Pookie, come back here, get a drink, then bring her a drink or anything like that. We just gotta talk to her, and the quest will basically complete itself, more or less. So, yeah, let's just hitch a ride on one of these sand seals. There we go, and now, let's make our way towards that shrine, baby. Aw, yeah. Like I said, guys, this is one of the longer shrine quests in the game, but, we're almost done. It's probably not even, like, the longest one in the game either. I'm not even sure what that would be. Maybe, like, the Blood Moon one, I guess, because, you know, then you have to, like, wait for the Blood Moon. Although I guess you could, like, get that quest on the same day you know a Blood Moon is going to take place, similar to how I did it in the previous episodes. So then maybe it's not technically the longest shrine quest. I'm not even sure. Like, maybe you guys can let me know in the comments, like, what was the hardest shrine quest for you guys to complete, or the longest one for you guys to complete, because I'm assuming by now most of you guys have completed all the shrines. Like, I'm probably one of the last people to do that, just because, you know, I'm only doing like one video a day and stuff like that. But I'm super excited because finally I will get to join the ranks of people who have completed all 120 shrines in Breath of the Wild. And honestly, like, besides the shrines, what's the next thing you have to worry about? Like Korok seeds, because obviously there's 900 of those, and that's like the biggest thing to collect in this game. And I guess like the second thing would be shrines, so it's kind of cool to get like one of those completely out of the way. Alright, so here we are. Let's just talk to this GERUDO lady one more time. I can't take it anymore. I'm going to rot here. Well, actually, there's a drink waiting for you back in GERUDO Town. Huh? Did you say the best noble pursuit ever? Pfft, I am gone! Well, so much for dying of thirst. You're just gonna run directly through the desert and be gone just for that drink. Alright then, well that does complete the perfect drink shrine quest, and now we can go inside and finish up this shrine. It's kind of funny because, the last two shrines are literally just like grab and go shrines, so we go inside, get a chest, leave, no puzzles, no anything else. It kind of makes it a little anticlimactic, but, in a way, it's kind of fitting that, two relatively easy shrines are the two final shrines. And I say relative because, well, the 120th shrine is pretty heavily guarded. You'll see what I mean in just a second, because, well, we're gonna start making our way there since we are done with this shrine. So, bam! another spirit orb. That gives us 3. And with that, there's only 1 shrine left. Look at that, man. 119 completed. Oh, man. We're so close, I can almost taste it. But first things first. Before we go to the 120th shrine, and by the way, I will be going through that area the intended method. I was thinking about, like, cheesing it, but, I feel like you guys want to see me go through it the intended method, so that's what I will do. But first things first, let's head over to this shrine and go back inside real quick, since there's one thing inside a chest that is pretty unique that I want to pick up before we do anything else. And I missed this because I was sort of being quick and sloppy about recording a bunch of videos for vacation, so I sort of looked over this one chest, which is why I didn't pick it up originally and why I missed it. So I do apologize about that, but you know, not a huge deal. Like, we can remedy that situation right now by just going back inside and picking it up. So yeah, like, anytime you want to go back and visit a shrine, you can always, you know, go back inside. And I believe the enemies inside the combat shrines do actually respawn, so if you wanted to, I suppose you could go back to a couple of the tougher combat shrines and, you know, farm for, like, guardian weapons if you really, really wanted to. But yeah, all you want to do here is just blow up all those rocks, reveal this hidden alcove where you can find this chest, and inside is the rubber armor. So there we go. That's what I missed out the first time I went through here. Like, I was being lazy, and I didn't bother to break all the blocks, so that was my own fault there. Now, we are still missing the headpiece of the rubber armor set. Like, we've got the rubber armor and the rubber thighs, but we're still missing, like, the headpiece, which you get from a completely different side quest. Like, there's a ton of side quests that I sort of just passed over back in Gerudo Town. We might actually go back there and, finish up a few more before we go and take on Calamity Ganon. But, yeah, there's, like, a ton of other side quests that we still have yet to complete that will give us some other cooler items. Like, a lot of the side quests give you, like, rupees or stuff that you can find elsewhere, but there are a few of them that give you some unique items, and those are the ones that I probably do want to complete first. That being said, though, yeah, we're traveling to the HEBRA Tower because it's time to go and get that 120th shrine. We've been talking about it for a very long time now, guys, but we're finally getting our chance to complete it. So real quick, let's equip our snow quill gear, because obviously we do not want to freeze to death, and I think we should be good with what we have. But now we're just going to start gliding down towards that yellow pin on our map. So this shrine is actually located in that ravine, sort of in between the HEBRA region, and I believe the woodland region is the one off to the right. I think so. That seems correct. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's woodland. So yeah, we're going to glide all the way down into the ravine. Not all the way down to the bottom. I actually might take a second to stop on one of the rocks on this cliffside to let my stamina recharge, because yeah, we don't want to go all the way down to the bottom. Like, that's too far down. But somewhere, like, in the middle, before we reach the bottom, there's, like, an entrance that we can glide directly into. So that's where I'm trying to go. It is a pretty far distance, so yeah, let's hop down right here, let our stamina recharge. You can just sort of barely make out, like, a silhouette of where I'm going to. Let me get a little bit closer. If we start dropping down, it should come into view. There we go. Yeah, that huge archway, that's where we're going. Not the little one on top. That one's sort of blocked off by a rock. But this bigger one right here will lead us to the Forgotten Temple. Oh, man. Here we go. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been waiting to see me do this. I'm actually going to swap off the Hylian shield and use some of my other crappier shields because, well, the second we get in here, guess what? A ton of guardians are gonna wake up and just, like, instantly take aim at us. So I'm gonna stand here, use the Root's protection, and did that really only do one of them? I thought it was gonna do, like, multiple lasers at the same time. I guess I can do it all manually now, but that kinda stinks. I was hoping Daruk's protection was, like, gonna get 3 of them at the same time, which would have been awesome. But Yeah, I guess I can do them each one at a time now. So, yeah, I said this place was heavily guarded. There are guardians all over the place. They're all the stationary guardians, though, so they're really not too hard to deal with. It's just that I am terrible with my perfect guard timing. Once you sort of mess up the timing once, it becomes really, really hard to get the timing. There we go, again. Like, once you sort of get a feel for the timing, it becomes really easy to get it multiple times in a row. But once you lose that timing, it's like so hard for me to get it back. I don't know why. I've always had trouble with, like, timing things in games. Like, if you watched my Paper Mario 1000 Year Door Let's Play, you guys know I'm, like, terrible with action commands. So, yeah, that doesn't just stick to that game. It sort of translates to everything else in regards to timing. But one of the huge benefits of this area is that because there are so many stationary guardians, they're pretty easy to kill. You can get yourself a lot of ancient materials. Let me swap over to my good armor just in case I do mess up a couple of times and get shot with lasers. I won't take that much damage from all the guardians since we have a lot of defense. I could use my guardian armor set, but I think overall that still technically has less defense, even though it does give you the, whoops, it does give me the bonus, like, guardian resist effect. I still think it's probably better if I just use my best armor. Dude, I'm gonna end up, like, burning through all my shields, aren't I? That kind of stinks, but, I really want to do it this way. I know you guys want to see me do it this way, so even though it might take me freaking forever to get the timing, I promise I won't, like, cheese any of this section at all. There we go, jeez. It's really not even that hard to, like, get the timing. It's just I'm so bad at it once I mess it up once. Alright, this guy shouldn't be able to hit me because I'm moving too quickly. I'll just grab all those, and alright, this one's actually going to be kind of weird just because we're at, like, a strange angle, so yeah, that kind of stinks. Hopefully, I can time it right this time. Come on. Nope. Alright. We got this. I can do it. I believe in myself. Believe in me, guys. Give me your energy. There we go. See, it worked. Told you guys I would believe in myself. There we go. And I will gladly pick up all these ancient materials. And we're almost through, guys. Don't worry. There's just a couple more guardians that we need to kill. So if this is painful to watch, it's almost over. Bad news, there's still like 4 or so guardians left. And come on, man. I thought by now, like, I had this timing down. Alright. Actually, this one's gonna be a little bit tricky just because that guy over to the right sees me now. So can this work? I don't think it will. Yeah, I didn't think so. I kind of thought that wall was going to block that laser. Alright, whatever. I guess I can try and take out this guy first, hopefully. There we go. Alright, that worked. Perfect. I really only had one shot at that, so if that didn't work, that would have been really, really bad. Now I should be able to get this guy, though. Come on. And bam, 2 for 2, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, we're not counting the shots that I missed, guys. I've gotten perfect guards every single time. So the ones that I missed, those don't count. You know, like, we're fine. We got this. And can I go 3 for 3? Hey, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, maybe now I finally got the timing down. Although I probably shouldn't have said anything because I probably just jinxed myself. But can we go 4 for 4? That was way too early. Holy crap. Alright. I guess I'm farther away than I thought I am. So, let's wait a second. There we go. That's much better. So I think there's only 2 more guardians left. And then we'll pretty much be good to go. I mean, I could just run directly to the shrine, but I've come this far already by killing the guardians. So at this point, like, it makes sense to just kill the remaining 2, get their materials, then go and take on the shrines. Come on, there we go. Yes, perfect. That's what I like to see. I'm actually really low on HP. I should probably be a little bit careful here. And alright. Shield's badly damaged. I probably have like 1 shot left at this with the shield. And oh, geez, that was a little too early. Alright, let's play it safe, eat some food. Even though the guardians aren't really doing all that much damage to me, I want to be safe. Like, I don't want anything crazy happening. So, Come on, there we go. Yes. All right. And I think that was the last guardian, so we are now in the clear. You know, I've seen a lot of people, like, have issues with this area, or at least, like, back in the day, like, I saw a lot of posts about this section of the game, and, like, people struggling with it. But, it's really not too hard, because you can pretty much use your paraglider to go right through this entire section, or at least 2/3 of it, without worrying about, like, any guardians whatsoever. And then for this last room, you can pretty much just run directly to the shrine, and you'll be fine. Like, the guardians will not be able to hit you as long as you keep moving, so it's not too hard to get through here unless you actually do stop to fight them. But even then, using perfect guarding like I did is the best way to go about it. That being said, here is our 120th shrine, guys. Holy crap, we finally made it here. Like I said, this is one of those grab and go shrines, so a little anticlimactic, but after we finish this, we're gonna get something pretty dang cool, if I say so myself. So I'm looking forward to it. Like, I've been hyping it up for a while, and I'm excited to finally show it off to you guys. It's not what's inside this chest, so don't worry. What we do get from this chest, though, is a flame blade. Cool. Not the greatest thing in the world, but whatever, I'll take it. And for the final time, let's check out the Sheikah Monk. You have done well to arrive at this shrine. A hero rises to right the wrongs of Hyrule. In the name of the goddess Hylia, I bestow upon you this spirit orb. And there it is, the final spirit orb. You have at last conquered all of our trials. Having fulfilled our purpose, we monks bestow upon you this, the warrant of the true hero. You must now depart for the Forgotten Temple. And that gives us the A Gift from the Monks side quest. May the goddess smile upon you. So yeah, that's why I wanted to save this specific shrine as the 120th shrine, because he says go to the Forgotten Temple, and well, we're already here. By the way, guys, in case you haven't noticed, this is actually that area from the Skyloft in Skyward Sword. Like, this is where Link jumps down with the sailcloth after finishing the wing ceremony and, like, winning the sailcloth from Zelda. That's the same goddess statue. Kind of a neat little detail. Anyways, here's the gifts that the monks have given to us. They're inside these 3 chests. So, let's open these up, because each of these chests will contain a piece of the Tunic of the Wild set, which is pretty cool. It's the green tunic for this game. It's an interesting design. Personally, I really don't like how the green tunic in this game looks. Like, the Tunic of the Wild armor set, it's not that great, but yeah, it does complete the A Gift from the Monks quest. So real quick, let me go ahead and just put these on so you guys can see exactly what it looks like. But yeah, just look at it, man. I don't know, it's not a good armor set if you ask me. Like, the shorts look kind of lame. I don't like the half sleeves. The colors are just kind of bleh. I don't know, I don't like how it looks. So I probably won't be using this green tunic set. If I'm going to use any green tunic set, it's going to be the Tunic of the Sky armor set, which I have been upgrading on my nightly streams on my Twitch channel. So look at this, man. It just looks so much better. This is such a better green tunic look than the Tunic of the Wild. So if I'm going to use any green tunic for the end of the game, it's probably going to be this one. Anyways, I think that's where I'm going to end off this video. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more of my videos, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.